Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. Those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Maria, and today is another video of items that I've recently purchased. Some are more newer releases and others have been around for ages, but I'm not really going to get the time to do separate videos on each product. So I'm going to do a few of these videos because it seems a shame not to share them with you. Maybe you've got these products, maybe you're thinking about getting them, and you'll get an idea of how they look on oily, mature skin. So those of you that haven't seen any of my videos before, I am 52 years old. I have really oily skin. My skin is not overly textured because over the last 18 months I've improved my skincare routine, but I do have broken capillaries on each side of my cheeks, and I also have a little bit of sun damage here and on the bridge of my nose and just up here. I also have, under my eyes aren't overly dark, but I do have quite prominent veins that show through. And as always, I've done all my skincare routine for the morning, and the final step, putting on my sunscreen. And I've also got primer on. It's the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I find that really good. I've been using it quite a lot recently. I bought it probably about 2 or 3 months ago, and I use it a lot. I especially like it with foundations like today that I'm going to try out, and ones that aren't geared towards oily skin and aren't probably going to be very matte. Then this is definitely the primer that I reach for. I really love it. In a recent Sephora haul video that I did, I showed that I picked up is the Natasha Denona Foundation X Plus Full Coverage Fruit Complex. I got this in the shade 40N. It is light medium, and I have worn this once or twice, I think, and I think it's pretty good. I'm going to try it again today using the Beauty Blender, and I'm going to really keep a close eye on it today. I also will powder it, and then I will pin a comment once I've uploaded this video and let you know what I really think of it. I'm going to wear this today. It's quite early in the morning here, so I'm going to wear this for a good 10 to 12 hours. So this has 30 mils of product. It is made in Italy and has a shelf life of 12 months from date of opening. Though it doesn't say, or I can't see it saying on the packaging anywhere, you do have to shake this product before you use it. So it just has a pull-off lid and a pump dispenser. I'm going to put one pump on my hand first and see how that goes. The formula is a little bit runny. If I hold my hand up, it starts to run down a little bit. It's definitely not thick. And I'm going to use the BK Beauty Sponge to apply this. I'll probably need another pump of the foundation, but I will just try the one pump first.
Through the night, see your house from the highway, way up high.
I did use 2 pumps of the foundation to get full coverage, and it does layer really well. If you wanted to have it a little bit more sheer, then probably just 1 pump would do. But I do think that this foundation looks really nice once it's applied. And it does feel, even though it's full coverage, it doesn't feel heavy on my skin. It doesn't feel overly greasy either, but it does feel like I do need to set it down with powder. So that's what I'll do. And I'm not going to put any added concealer over the top. It's definitely covered the redness that I have here. My sunspots that I have slightly show through, and no matter what foundation I use, that always happens. And if it bothers me or I really want to cover them up, then I just add a concealer on top. But at this stage, I think it looks really nice, so I'm just going to leave it. I forgot to mention that this is in a glass bottle, and I couldn't detect any fragrance in this foundation either. I haven't got any new products of concealer or eye primer or eyebrow products, so I'm going to put those on now off camera, and then I'll be back and set my concealer and foundation down with some powder. I'm going to set the foundation down using my favourite loose powder at the moment. It's the Chanel Natural Finish loose powder. This is in translucent. I also have this in the shade B30, but today I'll use the translucent one. I've talked about this quite a few times now. It is at the moment my absolute favourite setting powder. So I'm going to set under my eyes and also set down the foundation on my face. I'm going to use quite a fluffy brush to set the powder down on my face because it feels like you can almost get away with not setting it down. It doesn't feel matte, but it doesn't feel overly greasy either. It just feels really nice, but it is winter here, so in summer I would definitely set it down and probably use a brush like the Sonia G Face 1 brush to really buff the powder in so my foundation stays put when it's more humid.
I should get used to letting go of all I knew about your soul. So I push on through, going through the motions.
And for the bronzer, I'm going to use the Chantecaille one, and this is in the shade Goa. I've bought this quite a while ago, and I've used this quite a bit as well. I really love this bronzer. It just blends really, really beautifully. I'm going to use the Rapha number 22 brush to put the bronzer on. For my eyeshadow, I'm going to use, this is a new release, and this is by Lancome. About 3 or 4 weeks ago, I purchased 2 of these palettes because I'd never used a Lancome eyeshadow before, and I did a video on the other palette. It was just on that eyeshadow, and that was in the shade Bronze Absolute. I think it's number 17. This is number 16, and this is Drama Denim. This is the packaging that it comes in. These colours look really, really gorgeous, and they're just a beautiful steely blue colours, and there's some silver in there as well. There are some brushes in the palette, so I'm just, or sponge tips in the palette, so I'm just going to tip those out and hold the palette up for you. I haven't tried this yet, and I haven't swatched it, so it hasn't been touched. So I will swatch this on my arm for you so you can take a look. If it's anything like the Bronze Absolute palette that I used, the formula is stunning and silky smooth. These are really pigmented and they last throughout the day and they don't crease. But this is just a beautiful colour story. So I'll swatch this on my arm now so you can take a look. So these swatches are from left to right in the palette. They're just gorgeous. This colour here is a real steel blue. This black here has some silver flecks in it and a gorgeous silver, and this is quite a light silvery shadow. This is probably more silver with grey undertones in it. That noise was just my phone, but they're all really beautiful shades and the formula feels absolutely gorgeous. So I hope the camera is picking those up. So I'm going to take my Rapha number 15 brush and I'm going to start with this middle shade here. There doesn't seem to be any mattes in this palette, but from using them before I know that they're quite pigmented, so I'm going to take it quite easy with the brush and just see how that goes.
Nowhere close to your devotion. Feel so far but couldn't be stand.
But these shadows do blend really, really beautifully.
Record about you, baby. And I'd hate the way the words would come so
So I'm going to take the Sonia G Worker 3 brush and I'm going into this gorgeous shade here and put that on the outer corner of my eye. That shade is super pretty. I think it's really, really gorgeous. So I'm now going to go into this silver colour here. It's got a bit of a grey undertone, and put that over the rest of my lid. And I'm going to try it with the Sonia G Builder 3 brush. But these shadows just blend really, really beautifully. I mentioned in my other video that I don't see many YouTube videos on Lancome eyeshadows, but they are really, really beautiful.
You think of me, 'cause I could write an entire record about you, baby. Yes, I could. Oh, no.
I'm going to use the Chukahudu F06 brush and go into the lightest shade here and put some in the inner corner. And taking my Rapha number 3 brush, I'm going to go back. I was going to go into this darker shade, and I probably will, but to begin with, I want to go into this dark blue shade again and put that my lower lash line. And with the same brush, and now using the darker shade, I'm just going to go over at the outer corner. And using that same shade, I'm going to put that darker shade. I'm going to put some on my upper lash line. I'm going to use the Hourglass number 10 brush, and I just need my other mirror. So that's all the eyeshadow done, and this eyeshadow palette is stunning. This shade in here that I thought, well, it is a type of silver, but it has blue in it as well. So you get this icy blue. It's really, really beautiful. These blended, just gorgeous. I love this colour story. And I am going to add an eyeliner just to give it even more of a dramatic look. And I'm going to use one of the Chanel Stylo waterproof. These are the Longwear eyeliners. I've talked about them many times. This is in the colour Marine. And I'm going to put this in my waterline on my lower lash line. And I may even put some on my upper lash line as well. I've also just done my mascara. It's a mascara that I've used for quite a while now. It's the Chanel Volume 1. But all the products that I've put on my face today, I will list in the description box below. So now we'll turn to a blush. And this isn't a new release. This is by Rare Beauty. So I got the shade Nearly Rose. And it is really, really pretty. And I think it'll go really nice with today's look. Normally with a cream blush, I just apply it with my fingers. So that's what I will do today. And it's quite pigmented, so I might tone that down a little bit with my beauty sponge that has the foundation on it. I'll just do the other cheek first. So I'm just going to grab my sponge and go over that up a little bit. This is a really pretty shade, and I really like the formula. Really, really beautiful blush. So now I'm going to put on a highlighter. I did a video on this. This is the new Dior Forever Couture Luminizer, and this one is in Rose Glow. And I'm going to put it on with the Rapha number 20, the fan brush. I really love these new highlights. Since I purchased them, I've used them every single day. They are just super flattering for my mature skin, and they're not chunky, and they don't emphasize texture. They are just really, really beautiful. So the fan brush lays it down a lot lighter because I do like quite just a subtle highlight. And last is lipstick, and this isn't a new release, but this is the first Dior lipstick that I bought. This is called the Rouge Dior, and it's number 365, and it's in the colour New World, and it's a really pretty, almost like a light coral colour. But one thing I've noticed with these Dior lipsticks is that they do have a fragrance, and to me it smells like baby powder. So and I don't mind the smell, but every time I put it on, I immediately think of baby powder. Maybe that isn't the scent, but that's what it smells like to me. This lipstick does feel beautiful on though. It has a really beautiful satin type formula and feels really light on the lips. It also feels quite hydrating and just gives an overall really lovely look. I don't really own a lot of matte lipsticks. I don't tend to like the formula very much, or when I put them on I tend to always put a lip gloss over the top, but this lipstick, being the finish that it is just beautiful by itself. So this is the final look. The foundation is feeling really, really nice. But as I said, I'm going to wear this for a good 10 to 12 hours today. And I will pin a comment when I upload this video just to let you know how it wore. But at this stage, I think it looks really, really lovely. And during this video, I have had a couple of breaks. So I've been wearing this foundation for about an hour and a half to 2 hours already, and it looks just as good as when I put it on, but it is winter here, so that may be the reason. I'm not sure how it would perform in more humid weather, but for me the real standout is the eyeshadow. I think these colours are stunning. The formula is beautiful and it's just as good. The other Lancome palette that I put up a video on about 2 or 3 weeks ago now, just really, really beautiful eyeshadows. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye.